story of the G20 is one that I think is close to our hearts. It was a new international institution created because of a financial crisis. So it became clear that we lived in a world that was much more interconnected. And we needed a new international institution where finance ministers and central bank governors could come together and try and understand these connections and prevent the next financial crisis from taking place. And that's why two men, the Finance Minister of Canada and the Treasury Secretary of our next door neighbor, the United States, got together and created the G20. Fix the banks first, free trade, and fiscal responsibility. There's other issues that the G20 has, I think, wisely taken up. For the first time at the St. Petersburg summit, we saw the G20 address the important issue of income inequality. There's other issues. The conflict in Syria will still remain. Food insecurity, environmental degradation. How do we improve youth employment? It's a problem not just in some of the G20 countries, but in most. Is that most G20 governments don't have the money to create jobs directly. So how can we move to private sector-led growth? One way is by giving corporations the confidence to start spending their money to hire more young people. Another is to have governments create a better environment so young people can create their own jobs. Startups, young entrepreneurs. Because Canada knew that in this new world of the 21st century, it wasn't just the old established powers that knew how the world worked. They needed to understand equally how the rising emerging powers of the new world, like Mexico then, were operating their economies because it mattered for how well we did.
Nobody can deny that G20 acted as an excellent reactive power to manage the crisis of 2008 and 2009. Decisions taken at London Summit are the best example of this feature. Nonetheless, G20 was not able to preview the fiscal crisis in the south of Europe. I want to know your point of view about the future of G20 summits and their power to shape a new international order.
But the one thing we do know so far after 8 summits is that this is a club of the old established powers, the United States, the United Kingdom, and the emerging ones, Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, Indonesia, with Canada in some senses in the middle of the pack, of the gang of 20. You can think of Canada as, in about the same position as Brazil, but just located further north. We do know that equality between the established and the emerging powers is not just an advertising slogan. When you look inside the G20, we see cases where Canada can combine with its partners in Mexico, Brazil, and Argentina to say the Europeans, no, that's a dumb idea. And even though those countries are much more powerful, actually win. And we know on many occasions that the leader of Canada and Spain have stood together to say, look, this is the way forward, emphasizing trade liberalization in particular, and working together in other areas to enhance, for example, food security in the world. So the question, I guess, now is, looking ahead, what do we want the G20 to do for us over the next year? And then what do we know about the G20 so we can come up with evidence-based answers to tell it how to do a better job for us.